4/5 of the way through the season, and we are in what I would call a respectable place. We're in no danger of being relegated. We're really in no danger of going to any sort of European playoffs, and that is actually okay. My name's FM21, and this is the Red Devils Rising. League table-wise, as you can see, we are currently in 7th place. Bayern is only 4.5 points ahead of us. They have not had a good season. Leipzig isn't exactly running away with the Bundesliga. Schalke's not too far behind them. Hoffenheim's also having a good season. There's 6 games left. 7 games left? There's a few games left. It's possible we could get into some sort of European playoff, be it Euro Cup 2 or even Europa League. I am not too worried about that. I'm really not. We're in no danger of being relegated. I am quite happy with where we are. The only thing that matters at this point is how much money we get for where we finish. And frankly, it looks like the drop-off between some of these spots is not all that bad. I mean, okay, you get 107 for finishing in first place, but, you know, from 5th to 7th is only 7 million drop off, and then from 7th to 6th, there's a little bit of a drop off. I don't know what this 59.07 is. Maybe that's 10th. They're not really highlighting that. There's no drop down for it, but I'm really happy with where we are at the moment. So our performances have been a little bit up and down. We absolutely bossed Schalke. This was a really good match for us. This was kind of a, I'm not going to say murderer's row of games, because after the Hamburg Cologne game, we played Schalke, we played Bayern, we played Hoffenheim. They're all top teams. Schalke, we just got off to a fast start, and we never really stopped. They scored in the 2nd minute and the 6th minute, and then they couldn't do anything after that. Goebbels scored in the 30 and 35th minute. Florian Held scored in the 41st minute. Twice scored right before the end of the half. We were 4-2 up at the half. And then Goebbels had another brace of goals in the second half. We had 14 shots, 10 on target. We didn't have the best possession advantage. They had 20 and 11. We had one woodwork hit, which really should have gone in. And, you know, Goebbels had a player of the match with a 9.8 and 4 assists. Everyone else had a really solid game as well. Decker is doing fairly well in goal, and I think Schalke got ahead quickly and just thought, hey, we've done everything we needed to do, and forgot the game was 90 minutes long. Bayern, we shut out 3-0 thanks to a brace of goals by Twazi and a goal by Maga Hollis. This really wasn't much of a game. Yeah, they had 22 shots, 10 on target, but we had 15-11. These last few games, from a statistical point of view, we've been very good. We've had a decent amount of clear-cut chances and half chances. Our long shots have not been all that much. We've met or exceeded our XG in most of these games. And more importantly, we've been staying healthy. This was a game where Decker won player of the match because, I guess, the 22 shots more than anything else. He had a couple really nice saves. He's turning into a very good keeper. I think it'll be a year or two before he's at Mazzini's level or even exceeds Mazzini's level. But until then, I'm happy with him between the sticks. Hoffenheim. This was a banger of a match. We ended up losing 5-4. We were ahead 4-3 at one point in time, and then Serafino equalized in the 85th minute, and then Daniel James put them ahead in the 89th minute. I'm not going to say this was an FM job because, frankly, I don't know that either of us deserved to win. I think we both kind of deserved the draw. Twazi was absolutely on fire, had 4 goals, one of which was a penalty kick. They had 17 shots, 8 on target. We had 13 and 6. And after that, the stats were pretty much even. This was just one of those games you kind of throw your hands up in the air and are like, okay, they had more players who had better games than we did. And I'm happy we made them earn it. Yeah, losing does hurt a little bit. We got 4 goals out of it. I can't complain about that. Twazi had an absolute banger of a match. For the moment, though, William Goebbels leads us with 20 goals and a 7.26 rating. Florian Held has 9 assists. Jamelka, the best pass completion rating. Marco de Graca, 5 players in the match award. Jamelka and Maga Hollis each with 10 yellow cards. League position-wise, as I said, we're currently in 7th place. 26 games played, 12-1, 3 draw, 11 losses. In terms of goals for, we are currently 3rd best. In terms of goals against, we're probably near the bottom. Yeah, we're third from the bottom there. Our goal differential is a respectable +7, all things considered. And we are sitting on a total of 39 points. So today, it is games against Augsburg and Werder. They're both lower table squads, but that just means they can jump up and bite us. So we have to take them seriously. And that is what I'm planning on doing. Injury-wise, for the moment, we're doing okay. Drew's picked up a groin strain. He's out for a couple weeks. Gubbles has a cold. He'll be out maybe for a day or two. Sorrow pulled a calf muscle, and that's pretty much it. Drew's, I'm more worried about than anything else because he's really our only quality backup keeper. After that, it's a couple of youth players on the bench who, if it was earlier in the season, I'd be a lot more worried, but as late in the season as it is, I'm not. So that said, I'm going to double check my best 11, set the reserves, and we're going to be back with our match against Augsburg in just a bit. It's a slightly rotated side today. We got Decker in goal, Maga, Hollis, Bailey, Ranieri, and Fleecioli as the defensive back four, Gennaro and Gallagher in the midfield, Tawazi and Helds are the attacking midfielders, Mutno and Arajau are up top as the strikers. Semper with the goal kick. Kicks it long, Fleecioli bangs it up to Held. Back to Fleecioli, over to Gallagher. Long pass, tries getting it to Mutno, but Mutno can't get a hand on it. Gortler, up to Grigorich, back to Gortler, to Draxler. Bialik sends it back to Gimber, who's already picked up a yellow. Gortler. Long pass. Tarnowski's there, and he slots it past Decker, no problem. That was a very nice assist. Okay. Tawazi's picked up a tight hamstring. We'll get him off here. Bring on Thacky. One of the things I would like to do these last few games is get the youth players a little bit more playing time. I got some quality youth players. Well, let me rephrase that. I have some youth players who have the potential to be quality youth players, and getting them some first-team playing time would be very, very good. Gallagher sends it in. Thacky back and forth. Bailey ends up with it, and it goes in for the equalizer. Let's see what happened there. I really couldn't tell what happened there. Can any of you tell what happened there? Coming up on halftime. We've had 8 shots, 4 on target. They've had 3 and 1. We've had 2 clear-cut chances. And yet, we're still drawn. This is going to be one of those games that's only like 2 or 3 highlights long. We're 61 minutes in, and there's just not a lot going on. We are going to bring Zadis on in place of Held. He likes to be a winger, so we're going to make him a winger. Anyone else I have to worry about? Gallagher. Brings Swiderski on for him. We're going to switch Swiderski and Gennaro. And Held just got injured. Didn't I just literally bring Zadis on for that? Or did I not confirm that? Well, hopefully that will not come back to bite us. Coming up on the end of the game, there have been no highlights this second half whatsoever. And we end on a draw. That was really kind of boring, and I'm sorry about that. Eric Bailey, player of the match, due to that somehow header he got on the ball to send it in. Everyone else really kind of had a meh game on both sides. I mean, Bialik was on a 6-2 for them. Gregorich was on a 6-5. Held was on a 6-4 before he got injured. We were unlucky today. I will tell them that. The squad seems kind of about it. Let's see what happened to Held. 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. I gotta set my training up. Well, we've actually got a break between the next game. So I'm going to set my training up, and then we are going to be back for the game against Werder in just a bit. Hopefully it'll have more highlights. The one thing I did forget is, you know what, I'm going to move over here. We had our youth intake. And we've got two very good players with potential. The first up is Alex Martinez, who doesn't sound German, but he says he's from Germany. He is a midfielder, an advanced midfielder. What is it? 1.5 star current ability, 5-star potential ability. And this is with Bundesliga level quality scouts saying he's 5-star potential. He's really solid right now. I mean, if we were back down in Bundesliga 3 and he was 3 years older, he'd be getting playing time. He's 15 years old. He's already this good. I love his determination. The decision-making is nice. So is the work rate. The vision and off the ball are very good as well. Passing and technique are already 11. First touch is 10. I mean, when your worst technical attributes are 3 and a 4, and you're a midfielder, and you're a 15-year-old midfielder, you really don't have anything to worry about. Same thing with the mentals as well. Really good. Future prospect. See what we can get him on here. Can we sign him for 5? No, it's because he's 15, so we can sign him for 3. So not that, and I'm actually a little bit behind. Not that we might actually be here to see him play, but we'll see. Yildiray Aiden is a defensive midfielder who I would probably retrain as a midfielder. Yildiray Aiden is a defensive mid who I would retrain as a midfielder. He can also play a little bit advanced mid as well. 1.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability. Physically, already really good. Mentally, the determination of 5 is the only thing really holding him back. 15 aggression, 12 anticipation, 13 bravery, 16 teamwork, 17 work rate. Everything else is adequate and can definitely improve. Technically, he's solid across the board. Get him in a decent mentorship group and improve the determination, even a couple points, even like up to an 8, and he will be very good. Manuel Bloom, 1-star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability. The strength's a little bit on the low side. Off the ball is weak too. Technically, he's nowhere near as good as the others, but he also has potential. He's a defensive left back. He's 15 years old. Attributes, if we go here, will it tell me how tall in that he is? Yeah, he's 5'9", 132 pounds. He's probably more of a wing back, but we'll sign him too. And then last but not least, at least the ones we'll look at, Max Bader, who is primarily a midfielder on the left, but he can also play midfielder on the right. Again, 5 strength is a bit on the low side, 4 bravery, 3 positioning, 4 vision. Everything else is solid. The 17 determination is absolutely great. Technically, he's not too bad. The 14 technique is nice. The 15 long shots, it's interesting, considering he only has a 7 crossing. Everything else, he's definitely one of those players who can improve with time. So therefore, we are going to sign him. And that is the youth intake. As you can see over here, I'm still scouting my tail off. And the loan players we have out are actually doing okay. If we sort them by appearances, Joel Matty, who is my midfielder with a decent amount of potential, 26 appearances, 6 goals, 1 assist. Eric Science, who's also a midfielder, 24 appearances, 1 goal, 6 assists. Jan Zivkak is probably the best all-around performance, 19 appearances, 7 goals, 2 assists, 2 players of the match. And then Montno is on our squad, and he's actually doing really well for us. Glenn Ray, could be better, could be worse, but he's not going to be here after this season. Same thing, Logan Pye. Yeah, I sent him out on loan because I wanted him to get more first-team playing time. And then Berger and Igard, the season just started there, so that's the only why. That's why he has just the 1 appearance and the 3 off the bench. But this is actually a decent roundup for us. So that said, we got Werder coming up, and we'll be back with that game in just a bit. Well, it is a moderately rotated side today. We got Decker in goal, Maga Hollis, Didier, Bejger, and Ranieri under the defensive back four. Didier is a youth player with potential. Gennaro and Gallagher is the midfielders. Twazi and Bloom is the attacking midfielders. Bloom is my other young attacking midfielder on the left with potential. Good grief, words are hard today. And then Gubbles and Negraka up top as the strikers. Yeah, Horde is a solid squad. Hopefully more highlights in this game than the last one. And already we're off to a good start. Paulino, dispossessed by Gallagher. Tries getting it up, and Zimmerman steps in front of that. Mina, out to Oaks. Back to Mina. To Paulinho. Back to Mina. Stambouli. Back to Mina. Stambouli. They're just playing a waiting game. Exton to Mafari. Back and forth to Paulinho. A lot of tiki-taka passes going on here. Paulinho got behind the defenders, takes the shot, hits the crossbar. We got lucky there. Oaks on the throw into Eckstein. Back to Oaks, over to Miftari. He sends it back to Mina. Centers it to Paulinho. Back to Mina. Long pass. Eckstein's going to get there before the defenders can. He holds it up. Gets it back out to Oaks, who crosses it in. Miftari's there, and he just heads it past a diving Decker and in. That was nice ball movement by Werder. This is not boding well. Yeah, Decker probably could have done a better job with that, too. Oaks on the throw-in. Gets it back up to Eggstein. I'm saying Eggstein, it's probably Eggestein, but you never know. Oaks. Gallagher knocks that ball away. Up to De Graca. We're on the counter. Out to Twazi, all alone on the right. He drives forward. I'm not going to call that a shot. I think he laid off of that, so I think that was a cross, and De Graca just did not move up. I suspect there's going to be a lot of yelling at halftime. We've had 8 shots, 2 on target. That was the only highlight of Kaisersalutern that we've seen. Let's get it done, boys. Come on. Let's check something out here real quick. Defense, little crosses. We're calling it a short kick streak playmaker. Yep, we're doing what I want to do. Gallagher sends it in, and Twazi heads it over the crossbar. Okay, good effort. Need more like that, but, in the back of the net. Trapp taps her over to Killen. Zimmerman to Paulinho. Back to Zimmerman. Stambouli to Mina. Up to Miftari. He drives forward, cuts inside, dispossessed by Magahalis, but gets it back and out to Paulinho, who centers it to Mina. Is it mirrored to a lot of their defenders have yellow cards? Stambouli to Mina. Out to Oaks, all alone on the left. And Eggstein's there, but he hits the post. What happened there, fellas? That's not good. Decker taps it to Didier, who gives the ball away to Ahmad. To Kanyaka, who gives the ball away to Graca. Tries passing it up into space. Gubbles can't get there before Oaks can. Zimmerman to Mina, who gives the ball away. Gubbles is there, takes the shot, and he slots it past for the goal. Defensive mistake by Werder. Leads to Gubbles' 21st goal of the season. Mina, for whatever reason, passed it back to Stambouli, who didn't look like he was ready for it, and Gubbles was right there. Is that Yari Mina? Can't tell. Went by too quick. Paulinho sends it in, off the crossbar again. Bejger knocks it away. That was an interesting path my number 29 took to get there, but Oaks got there before he could. That's Gallagher. Okay, Eggstein. Oh, Twazi steps in front of that. Oaks gets it up to De Graca. And the highlight ends. Oh, it's Johan Mina. Okay. Paulinho sends it into the box. Killen's there, and it's off Decker and in for his first goal of the season. There's a lot of players this time of year getting their first goals of the season against us. It's a little bit disconcerting, to be honest with you. That's okay. It's a learning experience for everybody on the field. So, 64 minutes in, we're going to make a couple of subs here. We're going to bring LaCroix on for Didier, which is essentially a one-for-one trade, as LaCroix is also a youth defender. He's not as good technically, but mentally and physically he's good where it counts. So we're going to get him some playing time. We're going to bring Montno on for De Graca. And we're going to bring Swiderski on for Gennaro. Ranieri to Bloom. Back to Ranieri. Long pass. Gubbles is there. Can't control it. Is he fouled? No, Twazi runs it down. Gets it back to Twazi. Oh, and Martinez there. Oh, no, it's Bloom. He scores. Well, there were like 3 Kaisersalutern players there in front of the goal. One of them was bound to get a foot or a head on the ball. And we equalize in the 66th minute. Gulls gets it back to Twazi, who goes baseline. Frankly, Martinez could have scored that too, and I would have been okay with it. Corner kick for Werder. Paulinho sends it in off the crossbar. They've had like 4 woodwork hits. Holy cow, have we been lucky. Yeah, 4 woodwork hits for them. Encourage the boys here. And we draw, which I'm okay with. It's not a loss. It still keeps us up there. I did get a notice before this match that our under-19s had avoided relegation out of the division they're in. We're still in 8th place. We're 1 away from, Europa Cup 2? Let's check something out here. So 7th is Europa Cup 2, and we're 6 points behind. I don't think we're going to get it. So, I'm okay with that. What we are going to do, however, is come back for Mines. They are our last game of the season, and then we'll do an end-of-season review and talk about the coming summer and what we're going to do there. We got 2 more seasons left, I believe. This is our 5th season. I think we're going to go 7 seasons, about 50, maybe 60 episodes. We'll see how the rest of the recording and scheduling and that goes. Should be interesting. I'd be interested to see what's going to happen, because one of the things I always like to do in saves like these is sim ahead 5 and 10 years to see how the team does. I know, at least in terms of a youth player point of view and a potential point of view, we're setting them up really well for the future. We got some very good young players here, and if they develop, I think the club can really go far. So, and this is with the under-19s on as well, the under-20s. And the under-23s. So if we sort by potential, there's a lot of young potential here that I'd be interested to see how it turns out. So with that said, 2 games that were kind of meh. That first one, there really wasn't a lot of highlights. And sometimes FM is like that. You'll get a game that's a 0-0 draw and it'll have 30 highlights, I swear. And then you'll have a game like that one, and it's not a 0-0 draw, and yet you still get no highlights. The game against Werder, we got a little bit lucky there. They got a little bit lucky, and it evened out. And sometimes that happens. So we're coming up on the end of a very successful season in the Bundesliga. I don't think you can say it was unsuccessful by any stretch of imagination. We are definitely not getting relegated, and that's a big plus. And I believe we've met all of our competition goals. Let me check that out here real quick. Yep, we reached the 3rd round of the Pokal. They're happy with that. So next season, we'll do a little bit better. Next season will be European football for sure. That's our goal for next season. But we'll talk about that more next episode. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. I'm FM21, and I thank you for watching.